I am Blasian Quita, and welcome back to the re-debut of SINTVNOW, which stands for Smart Intelligent News. And of course, I am your host, Blasian Quita. And guys, I'm so glad to be back doing SINTVNOW. I really miss doing it. And there are a couple of reasons why, guys, that I am back doing SINTVNOW. Number one, you guys really like SINTVNOW and have been requesting for me to bring it back. Well, guess what? I am bringing it back, connoisseurs, and I'm coming back strong. And excuse me, I apologize, guys, for the delay today. I'm kind of behind schedule because I had a lot of things I had to do today. So unfortunately, that's why I'm doing this this more condensed type episode. But all I gotta show you guys today is some of the stuff that I got, as well as, guys, we gotta talk about the whole Ciara situation and why is Ciara getting all this hard time? I mean, she's so beautiful, she's really talented. She came out with a decent album, actually. It's called Beauty Marks, and she's still dealing with a lot of stress. So to conclude today's episode, I'm going to break down, guys, and give my 2 cents on the whole Ciara situation and maybe why Ciara is going through the things that she's going through. I think it's unfair, but you'll find out in a moment here, okay? So this is the stuff that I got, guys. So first off, you know me, I am a mascara connoisseur. I am a makeup connoisseur. I love beating my face. I like looking fabulous and plus size and all that, okay? So this is from Maybelline, and I've been on this journey. It's like a quest even, okay? To find the perfect mascara because, guys, let me tell you, every single time I find a mascara, there's something wrong with it. It doesn't work with my lashes and stuff like that. So hopefully this works. This is from Maybelline, and I have a love-hate relationship with Maybelline's products, okay? On one hand, their Fit Me foundation, guys, is probably one of, in my opinion, one of the best multicultural and affordable liquid foundations that are out there. I'm even wearing it today, and you know, it looks really good. But this is the Maybelline the Colossal Big Shot Volume Express Mascara, and this is in it is like, I think this is like the dark black shade. And yeah, the wand looks really good and it's supposed to really elongate your lashes. We'll see about that, okay? So then next, I got the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 370, which is deep bronze. And guys, let me tell you, I have finally found my shade. I don't look crazy like how I used to. Because, you know, that's the thing with makeup, especially if you are a darker complected person like myself. It just takes some time, and then once you kind of get that, you know, regimen going, then you look fabulous, you know. But ever so often, you know, when you do your makeup, you know, you go through this process of like, you look like a hot damn mess, then you look really good, then it's like, what the fuck did you put on your face? You know, the usual. But yeah, this foundation, guys, I love it. And I usually prefer powder over liquid, but what I've been doing now is I put on this Fit Me, and I actually mixed a little bit of Java, and that is what kind of gives that nice kind of contoured look to my face, because I don't really heavily contour. Like, I don't look real chiseled like that. The only time I like to look, you know, well, the only time I like to say chiseled is a chiseled man. You already know, okay? There is nothing like a fine, muscular man, okay? Or just a fine man in general. All right, but all my messiness aside. But yeah, this is a great foundation. I got it for around $5, guys. And I'm just so happy that I finally found a foundation that works. I do set my foundation with, excuse me, with the Black Radiance setting powder in the shade Milk Chocolate. So you guys let me know in the comments. Let me know in that vicious comment section below what you think about my foundation and my makeup and everything. I'm still a work in progress, okay? All right, so yeah, this, I just love it. Oh, and guys, let me tell you, it is time to slay. Okay, I got this as well because I slay, and I'm getting in touch with my inner just plus size confidence. And guys, let me tell you, I am sweating under these lights. The things that I do for y'all, woo, let me tell you, but let me cool down. Okay, now the final thing I want to show you, in case you don't know, guys, I am really into adult coloring books, and I just love being artistic and creative. And I found this. This is from, it's called Velvet's Go Create Super Floor Pad. So what this is you get 30 of these, all different sizes. This thing is huge. Okay, so I'll show you guys a couple of examples here. So this is actually a pad, and there are different sizes that you can like color. So this is like a really big one, and they're called felt. It's like a felt pad is what it's called. Have this, and you just need to use either fine line markers or super tip markers. Doesn't matter the brand. The one that I see a lot of people use is the Corolla super tips, but I have like rose art or like crazy art, and that's all, and you just color and you have fun and you relax. And I like doing my artwork outside. It just allows me to de-stress, when you're having, guys, I have had a bullshit week. Okay, like everything that could go wrong went wrong today for me. Okay, like I couldn't find my comb, so my hair looks a hot damn mess. I almost tripped over my own shoe. It has been a shitty week for yours truly, but I digress, guys. Let's get down to business here. Okay, so excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. It's really late, and I'm all this damn lighting and shit to look beautiful. I'm hot. Okay, and then for me, I am fat too, so I'm baking up in here. Okay, but I digress. So guys, let's talk about what I like to call the juicy topic of the day. I'll pick a topic, it could be anything, whether it's entertainment or higher education or things that I feel really need a further in-depth discussion and giving that multicultural perspective, which is my perspective. So as a disclaimer, guys, everything I say is my opinion, so please don't take it personal, okay? So let's talk about this whole the status of Ciara. And what I mean by this is the last couple of months, I've just observed, Ciara has come out with this new album. It's called Beauty Marks, and I will be reviewing that for sure. And I really like Ciara. Ciara, guys, she went through so much shit, trying to find herself. And now she's finally come to a point in her life where she feels happy, but yet people are not happy for her. And I wanted to know why. I kind of really thought about it. I talked to some of my friends about it because it doesn't make sense that Ciara has been dealing with a lot of negativity. So for me, how I kind of found out about this and wanted to talk about it was recently, Ciara was on Twitter and she tweeted, a thank you, showing like her whole entire staff. And then people observed that her staff was predominantly white. Okay. And there were a couple of minorities here and there. And then, of course, people of color were upset at Ciara, and they were kind of surprised that her main team, or her like new team or something like that, was not as diverse as what they thought. But here's my 2 cents on this, guys. I think that Ciara as an artist, I've listened to Ciara forever. I am just fascinated by her artistry. She really knows how to like transform herself, like she can do the real that real heavy kind of R&B, but then she can also cross over and do these really nice like pop ballads and stuff. And for some reason, Ciara's career, it took a very long time for her to take off. And honestly, I think that she should have, even myself personally, I think she would have done even better in the fashion world than in the music world, because it's really hard sometimes to make it in the music industry when you have a very like interesting look or interesting sound. So for many years, guys, Ciara really struggled with her sound. Like when she started, she kind of had more of that heavier R&B sound, and then by the time her second album came out, which is legendary, okay, essential album that everybody should listen to. If you want to really like hear an album that really combines R&B and pop crossover like perfectly, The Evolution is everything. Every song on there I enjoyed. I highly recommend it. But she kind of, you saw her kind of come into herself in that, you could see that she was really trying to experiment. And then once she came out with that other album, I forgot the name of it. I think it was called Fantasy or something. That was terrible. The only song I really loved on there was Love, Sex, and Magic featuring Justin Timberlake. But I'm so sorry, guys. I've been dealing with allergies. But I really felt like she came through, and she was trying, and sometimes when you experiment too, see, that's one thing I've learned about, R&B music is you can experiment, but you can't experiment too much, because then like the really dedicated R&B fans won't like it. And I think that's the reason why Ciara has been getting a hard time, is because her sound now is really starting to cross over and it's going more into this mainstream pop. Another artist that struggles with this, who to me is, I really feel is going to be a future R&B like superstar, is Normani. And I don't know why like Normani is not getting the support that she rightfully deserves, because she is amazing, guys. I mean, she can dance like Janet Jackson, like she slays. Like she is absolutely an amazing talent, but she is not being taken seriously. I don't know why. I'm still trying to figure it out. She's really trying to bring back that alternative R&B sound, which really helped people of color, guys, like be able to really kind of experiment more with the R&B sound. And I'm glad that that's coming back. Of course, The Weeknd and all these other people, but I was just really sad, to see that Normani is just not getting that shine that she'll get there someday, but it's just really sad. I thought she was going to like blow up really quickly, but anytime you have like a unique sound to you, and I've noticed this, and I think this is the reason why Ciara is getting a hard time, is I think that now Ciara is really kind of showing like this is Ciara, and it's causing conflicts, I think, in her fan base, because some of her fans like that, older Ciara sound, but then some of her newer fans like the beauty marks, as well as like, I would say, to like, well, past Fantasy, but the Evolution. So her fans are in conflict because her sound is all over the place. And then there are some of her fans too that just like Ciara, like myself. I like Ciara for who she is. But I think that's the reason why she's been getting a hard time, is because once you really start to diversify your sound, and you start to like diversify, the different producers you work with and stuff. Because guys, here's the thing. Ciara has always been a multicultural artist, and she has always, to me, has really strongly supported and loved African American people. And it really broke my heart that she was dealing with that type of negativity. And I don't think that she needed to deal, I don't think that should have happened. because Ciara, guys, is one of the very few artists out there, and there are many artists of color that show that African American like aesthetic in the culture. Like Solange is a perfect example of this, right? A seat at the table to this day is highly respected as a really interesting introspective of some of the ideologies of African American cultures and traditions, as well as reflecting on what does it mean to be a woman of color, as particularly being an African American woman in this present time. So I think Ciara has done that, but I think she's done it in a different way. But she always pays homage to where she's from, and she's always done that. So it just really broke my heart. But I think it's just because now she's becoming a little more high fashion. Now like the same thing, Rihanna had some, pushback too, because she was kind of changing from the aesthetic. But here's the thing, when you're a creative person, you're always going to be changing your aesthetic, guys. This is the reason why Madonna, RuPaul, Todrick Hall, like these people, that's why they're legendary, because they're always experimenting and pushing the limits of what people would think, in regards to whether it's music or, being a person of color, and expressing, themselves in so many different ways. So I think that Ciara should just be given a chance, I think that she's trying to come out of, the stereotypes that people assume about her and her sound. And I think she should continue getting into fashion. I think Ciara would really slay and excel in the fashion world, because not only does she have the body, but she has the mind. She's really to me, one of my like fashion role models, even though I'm fat as hell and I could never wear half of the stuff that she would wear. But I just think we should give Ciara a chance, that's just me. But you guys let me know what you think about the whole Ciara and the diversity situation. Ciara has always worked with people of color, but the thing I love about Ciara though is her fans are really diverse. They're Ciara fans come from all different races and ethnicities and stuff, and she's always been open to that, but she's always paid homage. Like, guys, remember the song she came out with last year? What was it called? It was called Dose. Okay, she shot the video in Atlanta, and she even had like the people who do like the traditional dance and stepping and all that she did that in her video. So I don't think she's kind of pushing away her culture. I think she's doing the opposite, because guys, sometimes in order to grow and to excel, you have to work with the right people, right? And race should not matter in regards to that. And she has worked with people of color who are well respected in the music industry. She has worked with people of all different races, and at the end of the day, race has nothing to do with it. You got to work with the people who are really qualified and who can get you to where you need to be. I know that can, I know for some people it may sound like, oh, like really, you're gonna be like that, but that's not what I'm implying. I just feel like when it comes to this whole Ciara situation, she does care about diversity. She does care about her, her culture and her community. This is just a different sound, and some people are gonna like it, and then some people are gonna, not like it. But at the end of the day, we really should be, so if we want more African American people to be successful in the entertainment industry, right? Remember all the racism that we're still continuing to deal with in regards to stereotypes about the portrayals of people of color in movies and and stuff like that. So if we want better representation, if there are African American people like Ciara, like Jill Scott and like people like that that are really successful and thriving, we have to support those type of people because guess what? That helps to magnify and have a better presence if we're supporting African American directors, people like Jordan Peele and Spike Lee and things like that, or just supporting people of color who are trying to get into places where maybe our presence is not there. I think that's very important. I mean, even myself, I've reflected on that, as a person of color, I should be talking more about people of color who are really doing well and who are thriving because that helps to not only bring awareness to it, but it also helps to open up opportunities so that people can see that when you look at people of color, whether it's African American, Latino, Asian, LGBTQ, that IAA and all of that, that it's not a one-dimensional thing. There's many different, everybody has different experiences. Everybody views themselves differently, and that's why diversity is a good thing, and especially in music, it's good to have options. And I'm glad that Ciara is finally getting some recognition for the many years, guys. Like, remember the album Jackie? That album was not too bad actually, but it completely got ignored, and that song, I bet, that's probably one of Ciara's best songs that's come out in a long time. And you can tell that she's comfortable now. Her lyricism is really, she's really kind of coming to the forefront like she needs to, you know? But there are many artists like that I love, like Kelly Rowland and stuff like that. And we'll talk about that. I'll go into what they call discography and pick some of my favorite albums that I think if you guys really want to, really support really interesting and awesome African and African American artists, I'll definitely share albums that you guys should listen to, that I think that Black people have made that are legendary and they stand just on their own, because you can tell that these are albums that people put a lot of work into. The artists themselves put a lot of work and passion into it. So I support Ciara. I think she's going in the right direction. And sometimes, guys, it's not about race. It's more of you gotta work extremely hard to get where you go, to get where you're going. And sometimes you do work with people of different races. I know I do. I like working with people that are different culture, but at the end of the day, I like working with people who understand my aesthetic, and race has nothing to do with it. To me, I think Ciara has done a great job in not only supporting African American culture, but to show also African American women too, to awake that inner confidence and strength, and that you can be sexy and be classy, and you don't have to compromise. You can be both. And I think that's something that many women of color, we struggle with, especially for me being plus size, because I'm bigger, that means I'm not appealing. But when I listen to Jill Scott, guys, I think it's called Words and Sounds Volume 3, and I just hear her just being so comfortable with her sexuality, like it just makes me feel confident, and I think that's important, that as people of color, it's very important for us to uplift each other instead of discourage each other, because guess what, guys, that's not helping our progress. And the only way that I feel that people of color, our progress will do a lot better, is that we show that love to each other. And when we show that love and other cultures see that, those stereotypes and stuff will start to reduce, and start to go down. And people will always have perceptions, right, of how they see or how they feel about things. But when we're loving each other and supporting each other, and that's true diversity, that's true intersectionality, is when we come together and we just accept each other for who we are, And we may have differences of opinions and we may have different perspectives, but that's okay. So you guys let me know what you think about Ciara. Do you think I was right about Ciara and just, let's give her a chance? Or you guys let me know your opinions in that vicious comment section below. But guys, like I always say, remember to get smart and stay informed.